Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a V and a spiraled fan fold shirt. The shirt was washed and dried, soaked in a soda ash solution for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Then I wrung it out, and so it's just barely damp. I also have it turned inside out. I'm beginning by centering the shirt, which basically means that I'm just getting the center of the front of the shirt right up next to the center of the back of the shirt. That helps the front of the shirt to be more symmetrical after it's dyed, and the same thing with the back. This part's going to go really fast, but down below the video in the description is a link to another video which shows how to center a shirt. Once I have the shirt centered, I'm going to use a straight edge and a washable marker and draw a diagonal line going from the corner or the shoulder seam of the shirt down to the midline of the shirt. I'm going to fan fold this line and tie it with kite string. This will be the V area of the shirt. I want to make this portion of the shirt a little bit wider, so I'm going to continue the fan folds up the shirt just a little bit toward the neck of the shirt. The rest of the top of the shirt, I'm going to scrunch and tie with kite string. I want to extend the V a little bit below this initial line as well, so I'm going to go ahead and make some more fan folds and tie those with kite string. The rest of the shirt, I'm going to fan fold it, and then beginning down at the very end, I'm going to spiral it up toward the rest of the shirt. I'm grabbing the longer end of the fan folds and spiraling them up toward the sleeve or toward the shorter little pieces of fan folds you see hanging out. That'll help me get a tighter spiral on the shirt. It doesn't really matter though, if you want to spiral it the other way, you can do that as well. As I tie it with kite string, I'm pulling the kite string really tight to try to hold the folds in place well. I put the shirt aside for a day or so to dry out, but because of the weather, it's still just barely damp. I'm going to snow dye this shirt, so I need to make myself a barrier to keep the snow onto the shirt. I'm using some silicone cake molds, and down below the video in the description, there's a link for where I purchased these. I'm going to hold the cake molds in place around the shirt using wooden clothespins that I'm going to attach to the metal rack. Okay, so now it's time to start applying the dye. I'm beginning right on the initial line that I drew with Grecian Rose from Pro Chemical and Dye. And on either side of that initial line, I'm putting Shiitake Mushroom from Dharma Trading Company. Beside the shiitake mushroom, I'm going to add brushed steel from Dharma, and I'm going to do that on either side. I'm also going to add rosebud from Pro Chemical and Dye on either side of the brushed steel. I'm also going to use the rosebud to make a wedge of dye on the spiral portion down below. On the spiraled area, I'm adding a wedge of shiitake mushroom, Grecian rose, brushed steel, I'm adding indigo blue from Dharma. I'm also going to add just a little bit of indigo blue up into the V area. Just a couple very thin lines, kind of in between the shiitake and the brushed steel. I'm making another section of the rosebud. Some more of the brushed steel. And the final area, I'm going to add Grecian Rose from Pro Chemical and Dye. The neck or the top portion of the shirt, I'm going to add a little bit of brushed steel and top it off with just a little bit of the indigo blue. Now I'm going to add a little bit of additional dry soda ash over the top of the shirt just to make sure that as all of the snow melts and runs through the shirt, it doesn't rinse out all of the soda ash in the shirt. Now I'm going to load it up with some snow. The snow that we've received this time is real powdery and fine. So after this melted, I came back and added probably 2 or 3 more coats of snow to the top of the shirt. Because the weather was so cold, I didn't end up rinsing this shirt out for probably about 72 hours. I took it to my sink and began rinsing it in cold water to rinse out all of the excess soda ash. Then I gradually warmed the water up to hot and continued rinsing to rinse out all of the excess dye that didn't react with the shirt. After rinsing for a while, I just went ahead and ran some hot water in my sink and added a squirt of Blue Dawn dish detergent. I allowed it to soak and continued changing the water whenever it would get cold. I continued the soaking process until the water was almost clear before I threw it in the washing machine. Then I washed it using some Dharma's textile detergent and hot water, and after it was washed and dried, this is what the shirt looks like. So overall, I really like this shirt. It's kind of difficult to tell from this photograph, but the shiitake mushroom had kind of a split of green, and that's unexpected in this shirt, so I think it makes it look kind of interesting. The Grecian rose is the darker color that you see there, the one that's kind of a mix between a hot pink and a red, and the rosebud is the really light color. The rosebud is light enough that it almost looks like maybe it's just a staining from the Grecian rose. But it's not a stain, it's the actual rosebud color. So it's a very light color. I've used it before, but I didn't quite remember what it looked like with ice dyeing. The more I look at this shirt though, the more I think that green may have come from the brushed steel. There's one little spot of it up next to the top of the shirt or the neck of the shirt. Either way though, I think it looks really cool. So if you all have enjoyed this video, I sure would appreciate it if you would hit the big red subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.